session will be the Secondary English Book 2, Unit 11, the first test. The learning objectives of today's session are as follows. Students will be able to skim the text to get a general overview, scan the text for specific details and meaning, understand different types of questions in the passage and answer appropriately, and decode the vocabulary. What is comprehension? Comprehension is the understanding and interpretation of what is being read. To be able to accurately understand written material, students need to be able to decode what they read, make connections between what they have read and what they already know, and think deeply about what they have read. The most general definition of reading comprehension explains that it is the skill of making meaning from whatever text is read. Said another way, reading comprehension isn't simply knowing what words you have read, but it is the ability to look at what these words say and to figure out what they mean. So students need to recognize the words, identify them, and be aware of their meaning within the context of the passage. Some reading comprehension strategies are as follows. You reread the passage for clarification. You can make predictions, make connections to prior knowledge or past experiences, ask questions, or wonder what's being described or taught. Survey the text, that is, you can read the main headings, skip ahead, skim, read the first and last paragraphs of a section. You can take notes. You can visualize what is happening or what is being described. So you can look at the literary devices like metaphor, simile, personification, and how they help you to visualize the passage and make it come alive for you. You can adjust your reading pace. You can pause to think. You can mark up the book, that is, you can highlight, bookmark, underline, write notes in the margin. Some of the more important and pivotal parts of the passage, that's where you can pause and think, why is this important? What is being described there? And you can highlight and make notes. You can ask, does this make sense? And figure out what is most important. The types of questions in a comprehension are as follows. You have direct questions where the information is available in the passage. You have indirect questions, which are inferential questions, where you infer, you read between the lines, and you try to understand what exactly the question is asking. You have opinion-based questions. You have to analyze and give opinion, give your own feedback to that particular question. And then you have vocabulary-based questions where it requires knowledge of vocabulary to discuss meaning in the given context. So a word and what it means within the context of the passage. Reading techniques for comprehension. You can skim for an overview. That is, you can read a text quickly to find out the general theme, topic, or meaning. You can scan, so that is a faster way to find specific information. Inferring, reasoning, and relating. So as mentioned before, that involves using what you know to make a guess about what you don't know, or to read between the lines. Readers who make inferences use the clues in the text along with their own experiences to help them figure out what is not directly said. So you read between the lines, you reread the passage again to try to figure out what the clues are and what the question is asking. So this is the comprehension we will be discussing, Unit 11, the first test. A short summary of the passage. This comprehension passage is about the first test conducted. It is an interesting, factual, and fascinating piece of information. It is a passage that is overflowing with adventure and intrigue. And this passage tells the larger story about the scientists who labor day, burn their lamps at night to find remedies for the maladies of mankind. So this passage really takes you on a journey on how these doctors worked very hard to find the first test and to cure the maladies of mankind. Thank you very much for your time, and we will be discussing this passage further and